it's Zofia Mazur again. Today I will cover power of thought. I know I covered that information, power of thought, in some other video, but I thought about thought that it's good to repeat some information so you can beneficially use in your life when you are in trouble, because you know how to help yourself. Then I will talk about major ways of handling negative feelings. Then decompression, about decompression and how to decompress, let go of negative feelings. Everything in short form, of course, and every time when I'm here I will cover more and more, so you will become master of your emotional side. And when you will become master, you will feel like you are in power in life, not the other way around, that you are enslaved to your negative feelings, that there is no way out, because there is, but you didn't know. So what about power of thought? We relate that power of thought to level of fear, 100. In microvolts, what was discovered in microvolts, then one negative thought, it's that number in microvolts. So it's a small number, right? And what was also discovered, that thought from the level of 500, we are here, that power in microvolts is much bigger. So when you have fearful thoughts and you don't know what to do, the best way to neutralize that fearful thought is put loving thought. Oh, I love life. I love that picture. I love that nature. Just consciously switch to more loving thoughts. You can do it, absolutely, because when you try to train your mind, that your mind will follow your way. You might think, no, it's not true. But the only way to prove to yourself, when you start to implement those information in your life, is it gonna be hard to implement? Maybe on the beginning, because you don't have that habit. You don't have that habit yet. So it's gonna be challenging. But when you start to use and develop that positive attitudes toward life, that habit, you will become that habit by repetition. So knowing about loving thoughts, that they're more powerful than fearful thoughts, what would you choose? Later on I will teach you how to let go of that energy of fear, because what it is not understood very clearly for all of us, that we have suppressed and repressed energy of fear already in us. And that's why when situation comes, and doesn't have to be fearful situation, but that's what we read, we have so much suppression and repression of fear, so we read that situation as fearful, and that's the indication that there is so much, because we read this situation as fearful, we see that situation as fearful. It means only one, that we have so much suppressed and repressed of all negative feelings. Because what you also don't know, that fear does not exist by itself. There are more suppressed and repressed feeling of regret, feeling of despair, of blame, craving, hate, scorn. So there is more and more in us of those emotions that we suppressed over our lifetime. And it's not so clear how to release yourself. And now, because it is so unconscious, driving our life, not in good way, beneficial way. So by understanding that my negative emotions blocking my potential, what would you choose? Where would you want to be? Be one that knows how to release those negative feelings, or the one that it's still very unconscious and is driven by that unconscious? What you don't know that when you are not released from those negative feelings, they are unconsciously driven your life, and you are making every decision through those suppressed and repressed filters of negative feelings. As soon as you will learn how to release yourself, you will choose how to react to the situation, because you will be able to choose. You will have a time to think how to choose and what to choose. You won't be automatic anymore, automatically driven. People that unconsciously driven by negative emotions, acting automatically, they automatically very angry, they automatically very prideful, they automatically blame. So it is like a automatic, and it's not so conscious, right, that it is automatic from unconscious. And when you will develop that knowledge and habit, not acting automatically but have that time to think, because you know how to release yourself, and when that negative emotion will come to you, you won't repress it back. You will know how to let go. I will mention in today's video how to do it, so stay, because it's gonna be on the end. So this is about that part of power of thought. Remember, write it down somewhere, how much energy, life energy you have when those loving thoughts are coming to you, and how much energy you have when you are fearful. We are humans, so we will experience all of it, but we don't have to be driven by negative emotions unconsciously. And that's the purpose of my videos, to teach you how to release yourself from unconsciously driven negative emotions. So that's about power of thought, and in my next part I will cover major ways of handling negative emotions. How do we handle our negative emotions? By suppression and repression, expression and escape. Those are three major ways. What about suppression and repression? Suppression takes place when we suppress our negative emotions consciously. For example, somebody says something and we're not happy, we don't feel good, so feeling that no good comes up, and we push it down, because this is not a place to express. This is not a situation that I can express even. So I suppress for later. I don't know how to deal with it right now, so I suppress consciously. That's the suppression, because it's done. It is done unconsciously. What about it that suppression is unconscious? Then we call repression. Feeling comes up a little bit and unconsciously suppressed. We trained our mind to do it unconsciously. So now it's like a automatic. We automatically don't want to talk about it. How you broke my heart. So now you know what's the suppression and repression. Suppression, consciously suppressing our not feeling good, and repression when it is done unconsciously. Is it possible to suppress unconsciously? Of course. Of course it is possible. Many things are not conscious to us. So as soon as you get that information, how to release yourself, you will know. You absolutely will know. So the first way that we handle our negative feelings is by suppression and repression. What about expression now? Expression, like its word by itself, means express. I go to my friends and express. I go to places and express my feelings. How you broke my heart, right? But what is not really conscious to that person that is expressing constantly, that it's not helping to express all the time. It is okay to share and talk how I can help myself, but not to express constantly. That's the problem. Because when we do that, then we attract more of energy. We remind ourselves how it is hard. So we bring more to ourselves and suppress more and more. So we're not gonna cure ourselves from that situation, wherever we are talking about. So it is a good idea to talk with someone. Just know that. But you won't cure yourself by constant telling my story. I remember in my situation, I kept my story for 2 years. And I couldn't get rid of that story. It was so sad. But then I started to educate myself. And that was the cure. Because I stopped telling my story. I knew, I don't know, it will come by intuition. I knew this is not the way. This is not the way to talk constantly. How you broke my heart. It's not the way. Sigmund Freud discovered then all our suppressed and repressed negative feelings will cause us neurosis. So people thought that if we suppress, yes, we have neurosis, but when we express, then we have a cure of those neuroses. But that part was misunderstood. He said, no, it is true that those negative feelings are suppressed and repressed in us. So neutralize those feelings. You will have to find a hobby that you love. So put positive energy into life to neutralize those negative feelings. That was the solution, not to constant expression like we experience in TV. There's never ending bad stories, right? So this is not a cure. Absolutely, it's not a cure. you will have to put yourself in the area of activities that you love to do. You would have to become more creative, and that's the way be out of neurosis. That's what Sigmund Freud meant. So this is the expression part. Now you know about expression. Express once, twice, but no more, because you won't find in cure in never-ending expression. What about escape? Escape is very interesting because when we're trying to escape from our feelings, what we do? We are in constant repetition of something. We're just traveling all the time. It's not that we love the traveling, and some people, yeah, absolutely, it's their profession. They love what they do. But I'm talking right now about escaping yourself. You go for vacation, you want to escape yourself, and you are not able to enjoy. So escaping is like doing something to suppress what you feel. You think that it will help, but it's still there. Knock, knock, who is there? My suppressed and repressed feelings. Until you will learn how to let it out, then you can enjoy and go for vacation, and you will know that you are refresh yourself. Vacations are absolutely marvelous, but they won't work if you are still in the condensed state of emotional state with suppressed and repressed negative feelings. What else about escape? Like watching all the time movies, go for entertainment, alcohol. That's the escapism, you might say, type of escape. You want to escape from yourself because you don't feel very well with yourself. I know, I was there as well. So I know how does it feel to escape, and I could not. Wherever I would go, that suppression and repression of negative feelings was with me. I didn't feel well. And you know what good thing happened? Because I started to search more and more how I can help myself. I knew that intuitively, I knew that the answer is there, but I'm still unconscious. And I made myself more conscious. And I found that stuff that I'm sharing with you. It's a very, very good stuff, very good stuff. So I said, if I was able to help myself by sharing, I might be able to wake you up that you can help yourself as well. So that's the part about major ways of handling negative feelings. I hope that I wake you up a little bit and you know how do we handle those emotional feelings. And now being aware, you will be willing to let those negative feelings go. Now about decompression. Decompression, what does it mean? It just releasing yourself from negative feelings. Because those feelings, like I said in my previous parts, are suppressed and repressed. And it's not conscious. So decompress, just let them go. There is no resistance to it, to let them go. And that skill needs to be learned. It's not conscious, absolutely. So it needs to be learned. I will spend some time and will share with you, so you will know and learn on your own how to do it. Just understand that you must do it for your physical health and mental health. Otherwise, you're gonna suffer. And it will be still unconscious to you that you can decompress yourself in a very simple way. It is a very simple way. But it's so unconscious to us. We don't know. Why? We don't know. I might say I don't know. Because you are not in search maybe yet for help. And I absolutely was in need to search for something to help me how to release myself. I didn't know even that I can release myself from negative, suppressed and repressed feelings. I didn't know even that such a thing like a suppression and repression is going on in my body. I didn't know. I was very, very unconscious. And I thought to myself, no, this is not life. This is not the feeling that I would like to have toward life. I wanted to change so badly. And that's why I pushed myself for searching for truth. And it was not easy because, like you know, like you hear, English is my second language, so it was not easy to find out. But, you know, I was very, very persistent. I said, I have to. There must be a way. There must be a way that I can help myself. You might say, oh, why you didn't go to the doctor? I did. I did. Because of my health issues, I went to the doctor. And he said, you know, I don't know how to help. I have the same. And there is no cure for it. And I was talking about, at that time, about my headache, about other pains in my body. And he said, it is emotionally driven, but I don't know how to help you. There is no cure for it. So you have to be with it. I was not satisfied with that answer. I said, if a doctor cannot help himself or herself, maybe there is a way. Maybe they are not aware. Maybe they are not aware. Yeah, it's true. Science can blind you as well. Many smart people are blinded to this information. They won't share it because for them it's like too easy. No, it's more complicated. No, it's not that complicated. It is a very, very easy way of releasing yourself from those negative emotions. Our human body, like you understand, it is a marvelous machine, isn't it? Working without our consciousness, with the things that are going on in our body, we don't have to control, right? They're going on their own. It is a marvelous machine. Just think about aeroplane. Aeroplane is marvelous machine as well. But when you know how to fly, when you know which button to push, you are in power. The same with human body. If we know how simple it is to let go, which button to push to release myself, then we are in power. Otherwise, if we don't know how to fly our aeroplane, we will crash. The same with body. If we don't know how to take care of our body, we will crash. We will crash. And I felt at that time when I was looking for help, like I crashed something. It was not a good feeling. It was not a good feeling. I'm not sure, it was not like very deep, like people are in depression. No, it was not like that. But I didn't feel well. I didn't feel well. So there is that button that you can push to release yourself. And in my next part, I will give you just the very simple steps, just a little bit how to do it, so you are not overwhelmed with information. So this is gonna be how to decompress, let go of negative feelings in my next part. How to decompress. Before I will explain, I will have my coffee sip. I love coffee. Coffee is probably my best drink in the morning and in the afternoon as well. So that's my coffee sip. Probably the easiest way to explain how to decompress yourself is through the body sensation that you feel when you are in fear. There are three ways to decompress: by feel the feelings, by observation, and by recontextualization. I will introduce three of them, but not in this video because it's going to be too much. So I will introduce you to the first one, to feel the feelings. And I will repeat the process in many other my videos. So by repetition you will learn more and more. To tell you the truth, that when I learned that for the first time, I was confused. I didn't know how to do it. I thought that I have to be in the special state of mind to do it. It was so simple that I missed the whole part of simplicity. I thought it has to be so complicated. But like I said in my previous part, if you know just that button, you don't have to know the whole thing, how the body works, right? You don't have to. You don't have to know how to build that machine, but you just know how which button to push. So this is exactly with letting go. You don't have to know everything, like how does it work. You just need to know those simple steps, how to release yourself. So feel the feeling. Fear. When we are in fear, how do we feel that fear? Most of the time, that fear is expressed in body sensations, like our hands are trembling, or our legs are very weak, or something going on in our stomach, right? What you will have to do, like in the first step, when you have those trembling hands, pay attention only to those body sensations, to those trembling hands. You are there, your hands are trembling, and at the same time, this is like a tricky part, at the same time, stop engaging yourself with thinking. It's like no thinking. I will give you some ideas to practice, to quiet your mind. Not right now, in my other videos. So you can practice this, because it will come so easily with practice. So you have your hands trembling, and you pay attention only to your hands. Or if your legs are weak, at the same time, just try to pay attention to your body sensations and stay with those body sensations as long as is needed. Just stay with them. Pay attention. Observe. Pay attention to them. When you know that you are paying attention, when there is no resistance to pay attention to it, and you are not engaging yourself with thoughts. What about if you will? Just stop. Okay? That's fine. Nothing happened. Just let those thoughts be somewhere, not with you. Don't engage yourself with thinking. That's the important part, because when you start to engage yourself with thinking, that's the resistance. Resistance will come. So let it be. There is a famous song, let it be, right? So let it be. Let those sensations to be in you. Don't be ashamed of them, that you have those hands shaking, legs trembling, or weakness in your body. That's fine. That's the suppression and repression of fear in your body, expressed in body sensations. Just know that. So now you are equipped with that knowledge that that's the expression in body sensations of suppressed and repressed fear. Stay with those sensations as long as is needed, and don't engage yourself with thinking. That's it. Do you know your button? I know it's easy. You might say, oh, it's too easy. Truth doesn't have to be so complicated. Believe me, practice that. Because first time when you will experience that, mind won't let you. You don't know much about mind. But I will teach you more about your mind as well. Of course, not in this video. So just remember from now on, when the fear comes and it is expressed in body sensations, just stay with those body sensations as long as is needed. That's the releasing yourself from suppressed and repressed fear. Usually when we have a lot of negative feelings, suppressed and repressed, when one goes, another goes. So they go together. You don't even know what you are releasing at that time. It does not mean that when the body sensations of fear, it's only suppressed and repressed fear, but other negative feelings as well. You might say, what about if I don't have any body sensations? I know that I'm in fear, but it's like a numbed, nothing. Numbness is also the expression. So stay with that and don't engage yourself with thoughts. So the way, the simplest way to understand the simplest way, just to let those sensations be and don't engage with thoughts. Because when you start to engage, like I said before, you start to resist, to let it go. But when you are not engaging yourself with thinking, then you are releasing. There is more to it. You can cancel the belief at the same time. When you are fearful of something, you can cancel that belief in that kind of fear. But it is like after. It's not engaging with thinking, canceling. It is like a separate action you might take. But for now, because I don't want to complicate too much, the fastest and the easiest way, just follow those 2 steps. And when you will master those 2, then I will add canceling as well. Because canceling, it is going to be important with an expression of sickness, when you think that it is from a kind of sickness that you have the body pain or wherever the body reaction. I will cover that because it is so important to know. So I will cover in my separate video. I don't wanna put everything in one. It's gonna be too much. So from now on, when you have body sensation of fear, at least know for now about fear, because fear controls our life, blocking so much. You can even use imagination to bring that fear to yourself. When you bring that fear and that fear will up, then you don't have to bring that imagination anymore, right? Because the fear is up. Just let that fear to start, to be up. You can use that imagination. And when you are in that body sensations, no thoughts and release. No thoughts and release. Now you have simple technique how to use it when you are in fear and that fear is expressed in body sensations. It is very simple technique. You might have a question, what about if I want to stop? Can I stop anytime? Do I have to release that fear to the end? How long do I have to wait? You can stop anytime. You are the boss. But just remember that that body sensations, when you stop engage yourself with thinking, will end faster than you think. Your thoughts might interrupt that releasing. Only your thoughts and nothing else. They might stop. They might even bring that thought to scare you. Just you will have to learn how to ignore those scary, fearful thoughts. Don't engage myself. Bye-bye for now. I'm releasing myself from fear now. It is so simple. But when you will do for the first time, you will want to do it perfect. I know I wanted to do it perfect. I had so many questions. It was too simple to believe. But then when you will learn over time, it's gonna be so easy. it will become your second nature. You will be able to release yourself from fear wherever you will go, wherever you will experience that fear. That's why that technique is so useful, because you can do it everywhere. You don't have to go to the special place, camp place, to nature. You are wherever you are with your fearful sensations, and you can release them right away. So that's that usefulness of this technique. In my next video, I will talk about mind. It is very interesting subject, and when you will get information what you are, how powerful our mind is, and how to use that power, because most of the time we are puppets of our mind and we don't know what the mind is. So I will explain, I will give you such a good information that you will become like the boss in the house. At least you will be on the way to learn how to use that power of your mind in daily life, not against yourself, but to benefit. So, but that's gonna be in my next video. Share that information with others. If you like, leave that like as well, and don't forget to subscribe, because more good stuff is coming.